Teen Mom star Jenelle Evans has temporarily lost custody of her 3 kids.
Did you kill Janelle's dog, Nugget?
It was a situation where, my daughter, her health, her safety was in danger.
Have the police told you what the white powder was, David? Do you think the court is being unfair to you and David, Jenelle?
I had such a stressful week.
Jenelle Evans is finally leaving her husband, David. It took years for her to file for divorce. She let her husband harm her son and force him out of their home. She let him kill their dog and put their own children in dangerous situations. So it's about time that Jenelle did the right thing and left this monster. So let's get into it. If you aren't subscribed to the Let's Get Into It podcast, then you're only getting half the tea. For longer videos, deep dives, and of course, more of me, subscribe to the Let's Get Into It podcast listed in the description below. We're going to be talking about Jenelle Evans from Teen Mom. We've actually spoken about Jenelle before on my channel because she and her husband, David Eason, have done some really problematic things, like him killing their dog after their dog nipped their kid, which, keep in mind, we covered this before. The dog did not seriously injure the child. Her husband decided to go and take the dog out back and to shoot it and get rid of it. And he even admitted to this on national television. Well, now it looks like Jenelle has gotten some sense into her, and she is now filing to divorce David after their young son ran away multiple times, and clearly this home has been dysfunctional. Reports claim that Jenelle has filed for a permanent separation from her estranged husband, David Eason. The Teen Mom 2 alum confirmed on Wednesday that she has legally separated from her husband of 6 years. Now, how do you publicly announce that you are getting divorced? You do it on TikTok. And of course, Jenelle went to TikTok with a video, and she said that she filed for separation, later explaining that she had to file for separation in the state of North Carolina before filing for divorce. People for a long time have been asking her to leave this man. He's clearly not good for her son, for their household. The dog, I just can't get over the fact the cute little dog was just shot in the backyard. I mean, he is a monster. This person commented, "Don't you go and get a new man in 2 weeks though. Enjoy your children and have them enjoy you." Jenelle replied back saying, "No, it's time to heal right now." So she agrees. Another person commented, "Jenelle, I'm a certified hater usually, but I'm very proud of you for this. Now don't take him back." And then finally, this person commented, "It's all we ever wanted for you." Jenelle also spoke candidly in a TikTok where she replied to a fan's comment why she didn't just file for divorce, saying that she would have skipped straight to divorce. She's done with that man, but because of how North Carolina works, they want to try to keep couples together. So you have to file for separation, and you have to be legally separated for a year and prove that you have 2 separate addresses. So it's a long process, which I wonder how I feel about that. I'm okay, well, marriage is a serious agreement, so you should be able to honor that and the system itself and to follow that agreement. I mean, it's an intense legal agreement, so I understand why it's difficult to separate and why it takes some time. But also, I have seen as an outsider that David is a terrible person, and I feel like if you could prove that someone could be potentially abusive, I'm not saying he is, but maybe he is, I feel like you should be able to expedite that divorce.
I would have skipped straight to divorce, but I couldn't, because in the state of North Carolina, you have to be legally separated for a year. And you have to prove that you have 2 separate addresses. You don't really have to file for it and just prove that you live separately at 2 different addresses for a year. I filed something called separation by bed and board. If you go look it up, it basically protects assets and property and stuff like that.
Now, this is what divorce by bed and board means. It's the equivalent of a legal separation. If the spouses divorce from bed and board, they become economically separated but remain legally married. When the spouses decide to divorce from bed and board, since they are still legally married, they do not have the right to remarry. Now, at this point, I don't know if David and her are living together, but it doesn't appear so, which is probably the best for their family dynamic and to actually keep this divorce underway so she doesn't fall back into into his trap. Now keep in mind that Jenelle and David do share a daughter Inslee together, and she also mothers a son named Jace, who's 14, and Kaiser, who's 9, from past relationships. And remember, Jace is the one who we've talked about last on my channel, who continues to run away, and Jenelle wasn't fixing the situation. So maybe leaving David will fix this. Keep in mind that this separation comes 5 months after David was allegedly charged with a child abuse misdemeanor involving her son Jace. If you guys saw my past Jenelle video, and if you haven't, go and watch it, but back then Jenelle said that this was a smear campaign against her husband rather than standing up for her son and trying to do what's best for him. Now the couple were married in 2017 and have had a tumultuous marriage. The pair previously split for a brief period in late 2019 but got back together in early 2020 right before COVID, so then they were trapped together. Jenelle has also stood by her estranged husband over the years amid legal trouble. In 2019, Jenelle temporarily lost custody of her 2 younger children after David allegedly had shot and killed their family dog for biting their 2-year-old daughter in the face, which, keep in mind, if the dog bit her in the face, like, I would have sympathy for the child, but it wasn't like the dog like ripped up the child's face. There was no blood. There was nothing. I'm sure the little kid was messing with the dog and the dog defended itself, but no, David decided to kill it. Then following that July, the reality star was able to regain custody of her son and her daughter.
Teen Mom star Jenelle Evans has temporarily lost custody of her 3 kids. He has learned that a judge made the temporary decision in North Carolina on Tuesday, which removes Jenelle's legal rights over her 3 young kids. We're also told that David is still not allowed to see his daughter Marissa from a previous relationship.
Even despite the really toxic household, Jenelle was, I guess, determined to keep her children involved. And I really hope that she is now not selfish and trying to do the best for them and the best for herself, which clearly does not involve this man, this dog killer. Now, in November 2021, David also had a run-in with the law. Of course he did. He was caught driving with a revoked license and being in possession of an open container. Drinking and driving. A lot of this bad behavior actually led to Jenelle Evans being fired from Teen Mom 2. Dogs are being killed, husbands are driving drunk, and there are police coming there and doing wellness checks. So good thing MTV tried to pull away, because clearly they don't want to be funding this disaster. Now, I don't want to try to traumatize anyone, but here's a clip of a moment of this young kid playing along with the dog. And you know, little kids and little dogs, like, it's a complicated relationship. So really, it's the parents' responsibility to keep everything under control.
Enjoyed my time here in Savannah.
Good girl, no.
Now, the reason why David was fired from Teen Mom 2 was because he posted homophobic tweets. He posted a video of the dog Nugget, who he had killed, becoming aggressive towards their daughter as she tried to hug the dog, which is the video you guys just saw. He also shared a photo showing a scratch mark on his daughter's face, which is supposed to justify the murder. He couldn't just give up the dog, huh?
Earlier this month, MTV told ET they ended their relationship with David in February 2018 after he posted a number of homophobic and transphobic tweets.
David said, "I don't give a damn what animal bites my baby on the face, whether it be your dog or mine. A dog is a dog, and I don't put up with that at all. I'm about protecting my family. It's my life mission." Well, killing a 10-pound dog is not protecting your family, sir. It's actually putting yourself in more danger, because what if you go to jail? Then who's going to take care of your family? He says, "Y'all can hate me all you want, but this ain't the first time the dog bit Ainsley, and the only person that could judge whether or not an animal is in danger is me," which I can't imagine saying that little old dog was so threatening to his family.
Did you kill Jenelle's dog, Nugget?
Well, it wasn't really about did you kill the dog or not. It was a situation where, you know, my daughter, her health, her safety was in danger. I mean, it upsets me just as much as anybody who doesn't even know Nugget may think they're upset. Yeah, she might not be huge or whatever, but you know, when a dog bites a child on the face more than one time, then it should never be around a child again. Give the dog up for adoption, one day it's gonna be around children again. If you call the authorities at that point, the law says the dog has to be euthanized. I'm not gonna pay anyone to euthanize my dog when I can do it myself. I mean, I love the dog.
I mean, doesn't that interview just irritate you? Like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe someone like this exists. And why is he platformed? Like, I don't usually bring up like platforming people, but this is a person who should not be. TMZ reported that the North Carolina Columbus County Child Protective Services ordered that Jace could not return to Jenelle's home for the time being. It looks like Jenelle's mother, Barbara, has stepped in and is taking care of her son because clearly that house is not safe. And it looks like CPS is actually not allowing Jenelle or David to come and have visitation rights with her son. So clearly these kids deserve better. They're in and out of this home that is toxic. They've got other family members stepping in. Like, it is a shit show. Jenelle's lawyer was quoted saying, "At this time, we are cooperating with the judge and legal team. We have no comment at this time and appreciate the concerns regarding our client and her children." Children are the priority, and I really can't get over the fact that Jenelle has consistently screwed up, but she's 32 years old. She's young. She's been on TV for like a decade. She's been through so much. I'm hoping that this is a new leaf for her. I would love to interview her someday. Actually, I have a project coming up and I would really like to talk to her in the future. So maybe Jenelle will connect with her, but either way, good job leaving him. Let's just keep at that, and let's try to protect those kids and any other animals that may be at, in David's hands, or weapons near David or anything. I mean, how are you going to kill a dog and shoot it? Like, that is just so evil. And imagine what those kids have seen. Like, geez, we've only heard about like some of these stories. Imagine what has been kept behind closed doors. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below if you want me to talk about something else or any more Teen Mom coverage, or you want us to go back in the past and unpack a lot of the Teen Mom drama. Maybe we can do that on Let's Get Into It podcast. Leave me your ideas below or email me at SloanWellKnown@gmail.com. But until next time, I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.